on your radio voice.
No, I'm just kidding. Well, welcome. Once again, welcome to the GMAP Broadcast Network. GMAP1.com, yours truly. We can see you. You cannot see us, but that's the way it's been designed. We
Okay.
want it that way because people will focus on you and not me. Welcome to the number one faith-based motivational and inspirational broadcast platform in the country, GMAP Broadcast Network. We welcome Kathy C. Patterson, one of our featured authors. We are grateful, honored, privileged, and blessed that you accepted the invitation to be here. Intro. That's my drum roll. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from. Who is Kathy C. Patterson?
That's a very loaded question. Let me tell you why. One of the first entries I wrote in the book is called Who Am I? And typically when you ask someone, who are you? They give their name, their family position, their job titles and all of that. But I don't do that necessarily. So I'll tell you about the core of who I am first. I am a vessel of love and peace. That is who I am. I am not a vessel of hate, confusion, malice, or anything like that, or chaos. So that is who I am. That is who God has created me to be. I am a vessel of love, and that is what I try to do to spread to all of humanity. Now, on the other hand, I am Kathy C. Patterson. Okay. I live in the greater New Orleans area in Harvey, Louisiana. And there are many different things I do. I love writing. I'm a writer, playwright, speech language pathologist by profession. And so I do a myriad of things and have done a myriad of things through the years. So that's just a quick bio, quick introduction.
And we are honored and we are grateful that you are more than willing to share that. Thoughts
Hmm.
to ponder, discovering
Yes.
your authentic self. Tell us about
Yes.
it. Tell us, tell us.
Well, this has been an evolution, if you will. Um, it all started when I was asked to do a 5 minute skit for a ministry about women. It was for a women's ministry program. And I did it, but ultimately it wasn't enough because all of the things that we dealt with in that, it turned into a play. So then I wrote a play, and the name of the play is His Story Now. Well, first of all, it was You Don't Know My Story. And in that one, it was all about women and women's issues. But it led me to writing His Story Now. And one of the reasons for that, I had the pleasure, and I consider it an honor, of going to the women's prison to meet with some inmates. And I can remember as we were doing You Don't Know My Story, I can remember seeing the sobs and the crying because we were talking about sexual abuse, physical abuse, things like that. And so they were relating to it. And the thought occurred to me that how many of them had all of these unresolved traumas and issues that had never been dealt with. And then they find themselves in this type of situation. So then I wrote His Story Now. Thing about it is, we went into COVID. We were doing live. And of course, as you know, when you're trying to build a brand, it takes time. And I've been doing other things throughout my life, but this was the first time I took it to this level because I used to write plays all the time for churches. But anyway, we were doing it live and we were gaining momentum, but then COVID hit. And so we couldn't go back live, but people still wanted to know what happened in the play. So I thought to myself, okay, I wasn't on social media doing any of that stuff. And I thought, I got to get with it. So I decided to start doing these little video chats. And initially, it was supposed to be the taglines from the play itself: life, love, pain, hope, and faith. And I thought that that would be the end of it. But as I constantly did it, then I started getting other messages. You know, God was telling me, you're not done. So ultimately, I started doing more video chats. And one of my girlfriends told me, she said, you know what? You really need to write a book. Well, this is why I call Thoughts to Ponder an accidental book, because I'd written two other books prior. I wrote a book way back in 1995 for kids called On the Insides Where You Can't See. And then in 1997, I wrote one for women called I Am a Jewel. But I started doing other things and I wasn't necessarily into the writing anymore, especially for public consumption, if you will. So when I did those video chats, and she said, you really should write a book. That is what Thoughts to Ponder is. It's a compilation of the narratives of the video chats I've done. And I've included in the back an interactive journal so that as you read through it, then you can start to think about things, your self awareness, your introspection, and self discovery.
Ah, so grateful
That's a
that
lot.
you, yeah, a lot you shared with it, I tell you, but that's okay. And you did mention that there were previous publications that you had written prior to this one.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm going to ask you a question.
Hmm.
When you look back over your journey from
Hmm.
where you were to where you are now,
Hmm.
Kathy C. Patterson, what's next for you?
Um, okay, that takes me to this. My purpose in life, the reason why God created me, um, is to empower people to maximize their potential, irrespective of racial, ethnic, or cultural diversity, through love, trust, respect, and sensitivity. That's the reason I was born. But what God has shown me through the many years is that we have a mission. Your mission is not the same thing as your purpose. Your mission is something that you have to do based on need at a given time. And so the issue is that you have to always be aware that your mission needs to always align with your purpose. If it doesn't, then you're out of order. So when you ask me what's next for me, right now, I feel like my mission is spreading this, helping people to come into a knowledge of understanding who they are, to look in the mirror and say, okay, this is who I am. This is my essence is based upon who God created me to be, not man and not his opinion. One of the things I wrote on the back of the book is never allow a man's opinion to determine who you are, because when you're no longer needed, his opinion may change. But if you look at your purpose and align it with your mission, then you're going to do what God has called you to do at a given time. So if you ask me that, I would have to say it is about this book. It is about connecting with people, doing book clubs, and ultimately getting back into the play, because there are some things I still want to deal with in terms of the play, but we just have to wait a little while to see what's going to happen with COVID.
And I am, oh my goodness. So, with that being said, of course, we are honored and blessed to know that. How is it? We know that there are some viewers and listeners around the world who, in fact, are going to show their love, care, concern, and support for you. Purchase a
Mhm.
copy of the publication and might even go back in time a little bit and purchase a copy of all the publications. How is
Mhm.
it that that can be accomplished? What's the process if someone wanted to show their support for you today?
The easiest thing to do, I have a website. It's www.k as in kite, c as in cat, p as in Paul, love productions.com. If you go to my website, you'll be able to purchase the book, but also you will be able to look at the trailers from the play that I'm talking about that we did. I also did a web series, and I call it the backstory so that people can understand the characters in the play and why they made the decisions they made. So all of that, as well as all of the videos that I've done, which which parallel the book itself. All of that is there. So you can purchase the book that way. It's also available at bookbaby.com, who's the publisher, as well as Amazon, Target, Barnes and Noble, all of those venues online. So that is the easiest way to connect with me, though, is through my website.
I want you to stay
Mm-hmm.
right there. Don't move.
Okay.
I'll be back right after this. I have to say I love my job, and we are grateful, honored, privileged, and blessed. We've heard you share with us, of course, how people could show their love, care, concern, and support, but we don't want to allow them to forget about little old GMAP Broadcast Network down here in the lower left-hand corner of everything. Of course, we encourage you all to stop by our broadcast network platform. That is so important that you do. We appreciate you doing that. We're not Facebook broadcasters. We're not social media gurus. We're not part of Facebook Baptist Church or none of that. We have GMAP Broadcast Network. And of course, we encourage you to stop by. Click on the tab that is simply titled Featured Authors. You will see a copy of the publication that I'm currently showing you on our television screen. It will take you to the necessary location. Find out more intimate details about the author as well as the publications. KCP Love Productions. What is it?
What is KCP Love Productions?
Yeah.
It is a website that I started as it related to the play itself and to the book. And I had to do that because I had to find a way to be able to connect with people outside of doing the live performances because that wasn't happening. And so it's been a wonderful thing, to be able to use social media in that way. Because other than that, like we have been the last live production we had, I think it was in January of 2020 maybe, or maybe 2019, because I remember we locked down in March of 2020. So the website itself has just been an absolutely phenomenal way for me to keep the momentum going and for people to be able to connect, to understand. A lot of times I'll get a comment on my Facebook page, on my KCP Love page, and people will say, "Can you tell me more about your business? I'm really interested." And it's so easy to have everything encapsulated in one place so that anyone can go to my website and be able to see that. It is my mission through the website. Remember that my mission is aligned with my purpose, and the central tenet of my purpose is empowerment. I'm into mind maps. And if you know anything about a mind map, and you have a central image, and from that central image, you have tentacles or branches which go out, which explain how you're going to do it. And the central tenet of my life at this point is love as well as empowerment. And so that is the purpose of KCP Love Productions.
Thank you so very much for sharing that information, because I think it's important. People saw that at the end of that trailer, and I'm sure the first thing that they may have said was, "What is it?"
Yes.
And I wanted them to know. That's why I did that. Thoughts to ponder, discovering your authentic self. Available now. We want you to show your love, care, concern, and support. And when you do, please, take a few extra moments, leave a review, let them know how you feel, what you think. Share it with all of your followers, your family, your friends. I mean, you share everything else on Facebook. Share this, So be sure to show your, because we are grateful for not just Kathy, but all of our authors who step up and step out on faith. Allow us to be a part of their journey to help disseminate and present them as well as their publications to people around the world. So, the best thing we can do is show our love and support back to them. I do diligently, consistently, with determination. But I want you to as well. It's important for you to do what you can, share it with your family, send it as a gift. The holidays, you know what? We always got, you know what? That's a loaded term. The holidays are coming up. Well, the holidays are always coming up.
Yes.
So, so always be willing to share thoughts to ponder, discovering your authentic self with others. And I'm going to move over before we let you go and allow you to share your final thoughts and closing remarks here in the GMAP Broadcast Network. Kathy C. Patterson, I'm moving over, and the floor is yours.
The biggest thing that I can say way back in 1993, when I received my deliverance, um, I became very clear as to who I am. And it is my burden that other people come into that as well, because many of life's decisions we make can either take you down the right road, or it can take you down the wrong road, or it can give you a detour. A detour doesn't necessarily mean it's over. It just means that it's an obstacle. I just did a video on obstacles. But it is that. And it is so important for people to really understand that, because it's going to take you far in life. Let me say this. Right before we came on, I was listening to the other author who was on, the one that did Spilled Milk. And I was listening to it and enjoying it. And I told my husband, I like that. I like that thought process that he had. But to me, that is what it's about. It's about being able to connect people and being able for people to understand that life is a school. That is what it is. It's a school. We all have our own curriculum. It's been designed for us by God, and that is what we need to do. You need to tap into your curriculum, do what God has given you to do, and be diligent about it and be excellent about it, and everything will work out well.
I am so grateful. I thank God for you. And of course, we will definitely let you know that we'll be inviting you back. We
Thank you so much.
appreciate you so much for taking time out, number one, to be here with us today, for allowing us to be a part of your journey and accepting the invitation to be a part of our broadcast network family. Until next time, we want you to be blessed and continue to be a blessing to others. We look forward to the wonderful journey that you're on, finding out what's next and being a part of it. You have the number, we want you to use it. And we want you to know that if we can assist you in any way, shape, form, or fashion, we will. And all you have to do is ask, and the answer will always be yes. And you will never, ever, ever have to ask us twice. You
Thank you
have
so much.
a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and we look forward to talking with you again real soon, okay?
Thank you so much, and peace and blessings to you as well.